Edit this part out. Oh man, it has been a long week and a half almost. I'm back from my trip. I went to Montana and I did a lot of hiking with my family. It was a very nice trip, very humbling. And what else is humbling is I think you can already tell, but I'm sick. I have a very bad sore throat. I have a lot of congestion issues, and almost everyone else in my family is sick right now. So I'm gonna keep this video short because it hurts to speak. But I am back. I did warn you guys that, like July 12th or 11th, whenever my last video was made, I think it was actually July 9th, that I would be leaving for a trip very, very soon, and I would not be uploading for almost 2 weeks. And here I am again, recording a video finally, and it feels very good to be back home. There is a lot to talk about. And originally, this video was going to be 10 minutes plus long, but I, again, have a very sore throat, so I'm going to save that length for another video sometime this week. But while I was on vacation, when I did have service, because I don't know if you know this, but in Montana, there's nothing but mountains and Native American reservations, so there's not much data. um, so I had a hard time keeping up with what's going on the outside world, because when you're in Montana, it kind of feels like its own planet, right? It's so excluded, and aside from, hiking and Glacier National Park, there's really not much else to do, which is fine because it was a nice retreat. It was a nice disconnect from technology. Again, very, very humbling. I hiked well over the length of a full marathon, but again, enough about my trip. So, first of all, Donald Trump got shot at and almost got his brains blown out. That was kind of wild to see. I saw the first video that popped up on my TikTok feed whenever I opened up TikTok. I remember my family and we stayed at a cabin that had no AC, and the service was so terrible that I had to move my phone like this just to try and get a bar of service, because again, I wanted to check what was going on in the outside world. And the first video on my TikTok feed was a video of Donald Trump getting his right ear blown off by bullets, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way this just happened. And then later that week, President Biden stepped down from the presidential race, saying that he will no longer be running. And speaking of that, as it is now, people don't really know if he's alive, and it just got really dark in the room. That's kind of weird. But some people who are more speculatory people, I don't really know if that's a word, but people who like to speculate about government conspiracies and all of this, apparently when Joe Biden said he was going to, what was it, Delaware, to like quarantine for COVID, he actually ended up going to Vegas, where he had an emergency, a medical emergency, inside of a Mexican restaurant. This is all I'm hearing based off of like 5 or 10 minutes of research. And people are wondering if he's alive. Because again, Joe Biden, old guy, really old guy, and people are asking for a proof of life, which is very scary because, hang on one second, so on my other monitor, this is a little bit of a distraction, but on my other monitor, I have a video of it's called 12 hours of pure white screen in HD, and it just ended. 12 hours just ended. That's weird. But anyways, people are speculating if the president of the United States is alive, which not a very good thing to speculate about. And on top of that, there's some drama with Stradman. There's some drama with Chris Ava Tyson talking to minors. Like I don't know what it is, but so many people nowadays, this year alone, so many famous, very powerful people in the streaming and like social media and content production community have been caught talking to minors. It's so weird, but regardless, there's just a lot of stuff that's happened in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, that I haven't been able to make videos about, and I'm just making sure that, like, you guys know that I know what's going on, right? Because my opinion matters so much. But again, I don't think I'll be making videos on any of these topics because, I mean, I might. There's no promises. But for now, I just wanted to let you guys know that I will be making more videos in the future, and my next video actually will be more of a scary one per se. You'll see what I mean. I'm going to be talking about next semester college, which is going to be very different, or sorry, next year's college, which is going to be very different from last year's college. So stay tuned. But for now, I'm going to rest my throat a little bit because it feels like I'm bleeding inside, which is not a very good feeling. So for now, stay safe.